This is, a series where I'm just gonna not really talk at you. As it gets more in depth, maybe I'll talk with you. This video is the beginning. There's a lot of questions in life, but most of them stem from the beginning. A lot of things really start out with, where was the beginning? But for this series, if you read the title, it'll be super obvious. So at least that's good. Start of something always seems the scariest, You're not very informed yet about how to do it. You just choose Minecraft because it's a game you've played your whole life. It's more naturally calming than like the games I play now. But really, the strongest thing you can do is begin anew. Starting from a new place can bring us a lot more peace than staying where we are currently. Sometimes it isn't even about progressing. Why would you progress in something that's self-destructive? Why would you progress with someone that is also self-destructive? These are all great questions that we find asking ourselves when we make decisions. Why do I even put up with this? Well, it pays the bills. Or why do I even put up with them? Well, they pay the bill. But life really isn't about necessarily what people do for us, but what we can do for them and what they do in return. Someone is so destructive, they cause you problems every day, even though you're not so destructive that you cause them problems every day. Maybe you need to have a hard conversation. Maybe you need to talk about a new beginning and what comes along with that. I say a lot of things, but every single time, I feel stressed out about something that maybe I shouldn't be holding on to, I think, what's a new thought that I can think today? What's some gratefulness I can show that I've never shown before? And really, all we can really show is gratefulness for what we have. We all have situations in life at any stage, not just the beginning, but especially the beginning, where we can get very picky. When things first start, it really feels like we can choose and do everything. When life first started, and people asked you what you wanted to be, for most of us, it would change. And sometimes, if you were like me when you were a kid, you're like, well, I'm gonna be this, that, and this. And then you finally get there and you're like, wow, life's a lot harder than I thought it was. And that really shows maybe life can just have one goal. In the beginning, we can just have one goal. And this is basically the point. Everyone searches for meaning at the beginning. We all search for the origin of life, like it will give us peace if we figure out the truth. But the reality really is, life doesn't really change that much. And in fact, it's only the form of that which created us that really changes life. The intentionality of everything matters more than the temporality, and by that I mean time, of things. It's not important when everything started, It matters why it started, and by who or what it did start by. But when you start something new, whether that's like a good or a bad thing, just really think about why. Why am I starting to do this? And really think about, especially, what it provides to not just you, but also the other people you love in your life. If you start drugs, anything really, we normalize substance abuse too much in modern society. The real thing is, though, is beginnings of those things, the beginning of something not chosen with the right intentionality, can form something more destructive than helpful. That's why choosing an intentional beginning, or choosing your beginnings very carefully, can really change your life. A lot of people, you would ask them, why do you smoke? Well, started smoking when I was, it's always that, when I was this age. And usually, for most people, that's a few months at least, or a few years away. The intentionality of why they really started is usually pretty weak. And for most things that aren't helpful to you, this is also pretty similar, and is a similar theme. Why did you start treating your wife that way, your husband that way? Well, I don't know, things just changed. Did things between you really change? Or did things between the world really change? And what I mean is, life is really about pressure. At the beginning, we all say, yeah, I'm down to do this. I mean, marriage is a great example of that. A lot of people say, I am ready to be with you for the rest of our foreseeable existence. Maybe we focus on the wrong things for commitments like that. Maybe life's a little bit more about emotion than most people want to let on, really. So really, I guess in a way, the beginning doesn't really matter that much. What really matters is the feelings you feel at the beginning. And Is that why out of love, or is that why out of hate? People are so willing to say and put things on their walls that say things like forgive and forget, live, laugh, love, but they're only doing one thing. You're only living, dude. Everyone's so afraid to show emotion now. Everyone's so afraid to speak their mind because they're scared. What if I say the wrong thing? Oh no, dude. What if you say the wrong thing? A lot of people worry about really what they say, but it's really what you mean. If you talk about what you actually mean when you say things, you will have most people behind you. Most people are not as far from you as you may think. What matters is the feelings you put in the in-between. Just think about how can you dedicate to your craft to show to other people that values truly matter. Everything can have ups and downs, its beginnings and ends. And really, the only person keeping score is you. The part that matters is the progress. This series will march 1,000,000 days into the future, or it will die the same day it was formed. Who knows? But here's the reality. It doesn't matter, because the progress of making this one video made me happy. It just means that I made the choice to work on something for other people today, and that's the value. So don't lose yourself. When people tell you that doesn't make sense to me, good. We need a lot more people that do not listen to sense. People will tell you to start anew with something that will reward you very greatly, but the reality is nobody knows what that really is. Jim Carrey talked about once how his father wanted to be a comedian. He went into something along the lines of banking, which is obviously what people would regard as more safe. His father was still laid off and his family still had trouble. Jim Carrey decided it's better to fail at something you want to do than fail at something you don't want to do. Wow, listen to that music. Talk about intentionality, right? Build a little hut here and get this fully wrapped up. So my assignment for you, I know, homework, oh my gosh, but really think about someone that has intentionality. Think about someone you talk to pretty much every day. Who do you go to with your problems? And now if that's nobody, leave a comment. I can, try to supplement there, but also find a hobby and go to places where people who have that hobby share time together, and then tell that person how much that intentionality really matters to you, because not a lot of people can do that. I really don't want these videos to be long. It's just really about getting my ideas out on the planet. I'm thinking right now. Hope this video has made you think about the beginning a little differently. And if you didn't understand the video at all, and I'll just kind of accumulate the video into one sentence here. It's not really about where you are in life. It's about what you do with life, and really how you feel about life. I think most people, a lot of time where they just think about how cruel everything really truly is. And even if it is so cruel, and it is very hard, just remember that your progression and the fact that you're still here matters more than your life ever beginning. Now, the beginning still does matter, but it's just not as important as people say it is. How we deal with our problems makes us who we are. And usually the problems come later down the line. So later down the line, it's a little bit more important. So if you're early on the line and you're thinking, wow, this is too easy, or wow, this is very hard, just remember, it won't stay easy or hard forever. It's really about the dedication to a value. And there is what I said was one sentence accumulated into a paragraph. Pretty slow speaker, so maybe it was less than a paragraph. If you're doing life right, you carry your intentions into every little thing that you do. I might do a overlay here of a verse relating to the beginning, maybe intentionality of action. Psalms 127 verse 1. Unless the Lord builds the house, the builders labor in vain. Unless the Lord watches over the city, the guards stand watch in vain. This overall emphasizes the fact that the value within the action matters more than the action itself. You can build a house, but if the house is built under no values, it will be worth nothing in the end. If everything is based on purpose, it's very sad to see that most people in our world seem to not feel it. A lot of people will compromise their values for convenience, but sometimes the best things that make you appreciate life the most are inconvenient. The easy way out is usually always the way out where you ignore a problem or an issue until it becomes a little bit bigger of an issue. But we work our way through things. We have a choice: change or to not change. Today I would like to say I would love for everyone to find purpose really within the Lord, our God, Jesus Christ. But even if you don't want to go to somewhere more serious, just go and thank that person today. Life becomes really easy when you live for something or someone. So if you need something to live for, maybe just pray. Things after the beginning get really hard for everyone. A very human experience. It's gotten very hard for me a multitude of times. Oh, hi. It's like the first time I broke concentration. I'll get back to it. Life poses its challenges. I'll start to make this video, but then I'll have to go edit the video. And I'll think about if it's worth editing. I'll think about what matters more than the fact that I made the video. The fact that I wanted to make the video for a reason, to really tell people, hey, we're all kind of the same, for better or for worse. All you can really proud yourself in really saying is, I tried my best. I tried my best at something. And when it got inconvenient, I still did it. Doesn't mean quit something once you hit a big goal. Maybe give yourself more credit for simple things. But we get so caught in habit. Might die here. Nope, I'm good. Get caught so much in habit that we don't appreciate what we're doing in it. Ever like do something so natural that you're like, well, it doesn't really matter. Everyone does that. You're right. And everyone dreads about doing it just like you do. And the people that give themselves more credit for doing that, unlike you, do it a lot easier. Give yourself more credit for doing something even pretty simple. That's all I really have for you today. I'm pretty much lecturing you at this point. Class is out. You can go play your Tic Tacs or whatever. Tell that somebody today that you love their intentionality. Stay off your phone and don't read the news.